I used to be an MMA fighter. All that punching, kicking, grappling stuff. And I did really good when I was prepping for a match. I could punch that air like nobody. Because air's not trying to hit you. My trainer used to be a boxer before he switched sports to MMA. So he really hammered that aspect into all the guys that he trained. Good hands, bobbing, weaving, ducking, moving. And I thought that made a lot of sense. I mean, now that everyone fights the exact same way in MMA these days, it's basically boxing with less rules. Except there's just enough rules to make that approach not work. One of the things he trained us to do was always keep that jab in our opponent's face. Keep it up there, keep him back. That way we could set up what we wanted to do next because he couldn't come near us. It was a solid plan. In boxing. Because this is your longest weapon. In boxing. But the reason why you don't see people jab in MMA, because it leaves a giant hole for what really is the longest weapon in MMA. I'm having my first fight, and I'm doing exactly that. I'm keeping him back, and he's bobbing his head back, keeping away. But one of these I left out too long, and that's when I saw his foot come up. Uh-oh. This is one of those kicks that came straight up, and I swear I heard it go, and then straight out. Made itself home right there. I imagine most people know how it feels to have all the air leave your body. But have you ever had all the air leave out of your body from both ends at once? When it collided, my top side went, but then my back side went, lost my breath on one end and lost my shit on the other. Had myself a martial short. When these things happen, you go into like this completely dichotomous mode where your mind and body are no longer in agreement. My mind is thinking, you're still up, you're not done yet, you can make this happen. My body went, fuck you, I'm done. I start stumbling back looking for a place to fall down. And then I forget I'm right near the edge of the cage. I take 2 steps back and uh-oh. I'm wedged against the edge and I can't move. You know what happens in MMA when you don't fall down? The guy keeps hitting you. And I swear a speed bag must have killed this guy's family at some point because he started going on me like, and all I can do is go, It was so bad when the ref pulled him off of me, I didn't even know he'd stopped. I'm still going, And my corner man's going, what are you doing the Harlem Shake for? That craze is dead, man. Get with the times. And I'm going, I wish I was dead. Say the least, I got a new trainer after that. That's when we changed up my whole repertoire, added all these new tools I wasn't getting shown. And that's when I found out, hey, I got a knack for kicking. Nice to know that now. So the next fight I had, I came at with a whole new plan, which turned out to be exactly the same as my old plan. I get in that cage and meet my next opponent. He comes out like this. And I'm thinking, hey, this guy's a boxer. I know exactly how to handle him. So that's when I bust out my new long-range weapons. I keep my feet flying at his face. He can't get near me. He's got to back up and back up. And the best thing is, he can't counter. He's too far away. And that's when I got cocky. I forgot for a second that we were having a combative contest. I decided to put on a show for the crowd. So that's when I gave him one of these. Problem is, I missed. So as my foot grazes past his face, missing him by about that much, I'm about like this. And that's when I see him lunging in for a punch. I can't move. I'm on one foot and spinning in a circle. All I can do is watch as his fist comes rocketing towards my face. You have strange thoughts when a fist collides with your chin. First of all, the rest of my body actually beat my foot to the ground. And the first thought that I have is, hey, I managed to fall this time. How cool is that? But one thing I forgot is when you fall in MMA, the other guy still keeps hitting you. And this guy must have been a drummer in his past career, because he starts to go to town on me all rhythmic like, with a touch of nostalgic flavor. At this point, as I'm bleeding from everywhere, I'm looking over at the ref going, "Why aren't you stopping this?" And I realize the ref is completely glazed over because he's having a flashback to being 8 years old, playing Super Mario Bros. On Nintendo. I can actually see it in his eyes. Beop, beop, beop. So I have to wait for him to mentally relive playing the entirety of World 1, beat Bowser in the castle, and run into that mushroom-headed motherfucker, giving you the double bird, going, "Our princess is not in another castle," before he finally snaps back to reality with that fury we all felt in that exact moment. Till he stomps over there, grabs the guy, hurls him off in a fit of rage, and then, sure, going off to find Shigeru Miyamoto to pummel his ass for giving us all that 8-bit cock tease. It was guys like that that made me realize this does draw an interesting crowd. Most people that get in that cage are either martial artists that want to step up their training and try something a bit more brutal, or you get those barroom bruisers that just want to get paid for doing what they do every weekend anyway. But now and then, you'll get the crazies. I fought a guy once who I swear must have gotten the idea to do this stuff from watching way too much Dragon Ball Z. Because when we faced off in the ring and we're going there to meet him, I get myself ready to go, and he does this. And I'm going, what the fuck is he doing? Is he trying to psych me out? Is he psyching himself up? Is this some kind of trap? And that's all he's doing. I'll look over at my coach like, what am I supposed to do with this? And he goes, give it your best shot. Thanks. And if any of you ever watched Dragon Ball Z, you might remember that 90% of the fights that they do just consist of them standing in one place and screaming like that. And I always thought to myself, while they're doing that, why doesn't their opponent just stroll over there and just kick him straight in the crotch? And I thought, here's a chance to test my theory. So I slip on in there. He's still screaming. So I get up real close and whip. And he goes straight from Super Saiyan to Minister of Silly Walks. Ow! I get disqualified for illegal technique, but I gave him my best shot. Scratch 2 Dragon Balls.